Hello and welcome back, my fellow Amethyst students of the Nuln Gunnery School. Now, I'll tell you, I just stop right there and think about that sentence. That is something that never in my life would I have guessed would have crossed my lips until Warhammer came around. So that is one of those things that, if you would have gone back like 20 years and be like, hey, you're going to say this sentence out loud, and I'd be like, what? Am I drunk? Like, what's going on? Like, I would have been confused. But in any case, there we go. So fun times. We need to end a turn here, actually, I think. I don't really think I want to spend a whole lot more money on this turn. We are busy fighting multiple fronts, multiple issues, but hopefully things will start to improve. We're actually kind of having the same issue on our Malachi campaign. And honestly, it's kind of fun. Like, sure, there's some nuisance in losing stuff that you take, but it's nice to see, this isn't going to shut me down, and it's not like the most overarching challenge. I think I'm just playing on hard or very hard difficulty right now, so it's not that bad in terms of difficulty, but it's fun to see. I guess what I'm saying that I like about it that I didn't get in past Total War games is you didn't usually get fun challenges like this. You would just end up with like little onesie-twosie crap stacks going all over the place. That's one of the things that I've always loved about Total War Warhammers. I feel like you get nice big battles out of it. I do not understand this auto-resolve in the least, and I've been complaining about how CA needs to fix the auto-resolve, but in this case, you know what? Just don't fix it. It's already broken. I'll bet he'll turn around on the same turn and come back and get us, so I'm actually going to do the replenishment. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns around on the next turn and takes the city, because he will replenish and get new units, even though he's in foreign territory. He may not have... No, he got back into his territory. Wow, that's... Or no, hang on, I'm looking at the wrong place. Is it Fildorf?
No.
He is not replenishing, but he's not taking attrition, which is weird to me. Maybe he has something that's keeping him from taking the attrition from a non-vampiric
Amethyst
source. I feel like we can hit Grinzat here, and we need to. We also need to get Steingart. We're slowly strangling out the vampires. It's just they're not going to have any fuel left in the tank here, which is good. That's the way I would prefer to have it. And Draika is pretty much beaten at this point too, because we hit her armies immediately at the beginning of this conflict, which, again, I feel like that's something that should be the case with the AI. We've been talking about this for years, about how to improve the AI. I think the current way the AI acts, attacking your small settlements, is a great behavior for the AI on an easy difficulty, or maybe a normal difficulty. Why? Well, because of the AI doing that type of behavior, it annoys the player, it presents a challenge to the player, but it doesn't really present any real threat to the player. And I think therein lies the problem, right? So if you're trying to play in a slightly harder difficulty, there's never any real threat of the AI wiping you out, unless they just massively outnumber you, because they will never come at you directly. And again, unless they just massively outnumber you. And it's because the AI is trying for self-preservation, and in a way that makes sense. Like I said, I think it's appropriate for lower settings. I think, though, as you step up the settings, it would be interesting to see the AI maybe play a little bit different. Maybe it takes a little more time to build up a full army, and maybe part of another one, because they get to cheat, right? They get extra money, which I think is fine for the sake of this argument, right? So they build up some extra money and wait to be more strategic, and then when they see, like, oh, I think I'm stronger than the player, they don't just come after your settlement. They come after you to try and beat your main army, to put you in a real world of hurt and like actually win. They use ambushes sometimes, to be tricky like that and catch you in a bad situation. I think that's what should be happening as you step up the difficulty, whereas I don't really see a change too much in the behavior of the AI other than a little more aggression. But that aggression is, again, usually in the form of going after your least guarded point. And sometimes there's merit to that, but I do think that as the difficulty ramps up, that should not be the case, because I think it's just going to too often allow the player to get away with mistakes and to find their way out. So, like, for instance, I can give you an example. Whenever I do play on Legendary, the AI still does that a lot. And it allows me a lot of times to survive situations where I've made a mistake and probably shouldn't survive. But I'll be able to because they're not able to gain any strategic victory through their action. And so again, hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if it does or not. I'm kind of hesitant to spend the money on this, but I kind of want to as well. But we have a rebellion there, and if I can't defeat the rebellion, my money would go wasted. So I'm a little bit hesitant. I do want to get this extra growth going, and I want to increase the defenses at Castle Drakenhof. We can do some more building there as well. And as far as what we would want, we do have a Wizard's Conclave there, which would be handy. I would love to have the ability to recruit this, steam tanks and all kinds of stuff. So I say we should build that as well. Then we have another spot to build from, and it would be nice to have Knights of the Black Rose because they're thematic to our campaign, but also Demigryph Knights if we want them. So I'm going to actually put in a stables here, and then I'm going to improve our gold mine to increase our income. And this one's a longer return on investment, but I'm going to go ahead and build this as well just because I can. And then I'm going to improve our Wizard College. Let's actually wait there, and let's improve the Wizard College. That way I can get this increase, but I can hold off on spending all of my money just to kind of keep a little bit of a safe space for us. We have 1900 schematics. That is good news. Part of the reason that is good news is because it will allow me to make upgrades or to purchase more Amethyst units. And remember that we have to have 3 Amethyst Ironsides to be able to make it to the tier 3 Laboratorium Magi here. We also need about another 240-ish kills with those Amethyst Ironsides, and we'll be done. So let's go ahead and purchase another Amethyst Ironside here. And where do I wish to place this? This army would be a good spot for it because we're fielding so many Ironsides. It would also be kind of appropriate in Elspeth's army. I'm torn between where I want that right now, to be honest.
Amethyst Mage.
Let's see what these stats look like. I mean, I could certainly use it here. It would be much better than these handgunners, but let's be honest, Elspeth's army is not in a great deal of danger. It's very powerful. So if anything, I think I'm going to go ahead and just stick it in Boris's army for now. Got Headhunter, Logistician. I'm going to finish up some of this stuff. Yeah, Logistician, that we probably want Lightning Strike. So we're going to keep working on that. I'm not going to do any more building upgrades for now. We need to end our turn because we've kind of captured and done what we can. There's pottery to take advantage of, and it doesn't cost much, so I'll go ahead and grab that. And then on the next turn, we'll maybe improve to a guardhouse there, but all of those trade goods are just going to help us make some more income. And I'm going to use this one that increases our trade tariffs as well. So let's get through this turn. Made it through our turn end, and now we can take further steps. I've got the Griffinwood squarely in my sights. I think we can reach it, in fact. And remember that Boris has access to another Amethyst unit here. I wish I could hand off one of these Ironsides. I'm just not close enough to do it right now. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually keep the Ironside. I think I'm going to get rid of the Free Company Militia. I mean, the Free Company is cool because they're kind of a hybrid unit, but if you look at it here, I mean, 25 armor, 27 defense. But look how tanky this Amethyst one is. 41 attack, 39 defense, 90 armor. They are half strength, right? So there's a big difference, like half the entities. But that is a very tanky unit. Even these standard ones are far tankier, but again, half strength. So I think that's the trade-off. So I think I'm actually going to dump the Free Company here just because it can't put out as much damage and it's not as tanky in terms of, you know, getting attacked by something that doesn't have a lot of armor piercing. So we'll dump this Free Company Militia. I don't think there's any other unit I'd rather get rid of, so we'll do that.
Who calls?
This is becoming like a proper, like, Napoleonic army here. Of course, you know, Napoleon didn't have a steam-powered tank, although, tell you what, that would make for a little bit of a fun, you know, historic recreation scenario, right? If Napoleon had a coal-fired steam tank, I'll tell you what. I mean, you all go in the comments, have some fun with that one. But here we go. Let's get in here and attack the Griffinwood. We don't want to give these guys a chance to recuperate or heal or anything of the sort. In fact, this looks like an auto-resolve. It says it's not going to kill my steam tank. I'll throw a safety save right here just in case. and run that auto-resolve. There we go, we're all safe. By the way, I have let CA know about the tank issue. I wasn't the only one. Another creator had let them know in the feedback there that they were having the same issue with land ships, and then another creator chimed in and said, you know, they've seen it with the war wagons, which I have as well. So I feel like, and then they acknowledged the fact that they were working on it, and they took the pictures and the feedback we gave them. So hopefully we will see that improved in future like hot fixes or patches. So we have indeed provided some feedback to them to hopefully improve that auto-resolve situation, and appreciate them taking the time to listen, because it will certainly be nice. Man, that's cool how it reduces global recruitment. That might be a nice building to add here eventually. I think this is going to be important here, the extra control. The upkeep I'm not that worried about, but that could be important. I definitely want to make some money off of this settlement. Won't be a lot because we get an income reduction, I believe. Yeah, 15% income reduction, so it's not great, but you know, we'll go for it anyway. I am gonna want to be able to defend this settlement, and then we'll want to have extra growth here. So I'm gonna end up spending pretty much all of our money. Not ideal, but just it's what you gotta do sometimes. I am going to force march.
Exhaustion and sloth are mere words. Uncovering the arcane.
I'm actually, like, I know a force march will put me at some risk, but we're healed. We're not going to take any attrition. I'm just going to force march across this river and put myself right here in front of the vampires, and we're going to try and force the final fight here. I'm not, like, if they attack me and I'm in the force march, it doesn't really matter. They're not going to be able to beat me, so that's why I'm doing that. I feel safe, man. I am a little worried about the situation. Fortunately, it's just zombies and bats, but again, I'm concerned about it. We might lose Castle Templehof to a rebellion. We'll have to retake it. Let's go see how Carl's doing, by the way, how he's holding out. Grom never came back to finish off Helmgard, though it's being rebuilt, and Grom is rebuilding. But we'll see. Franz is definitely still struggling with the Barrow Legion. However, he's getting a little bit of help from Lewin right now. And that's good. Though, really, they need to come up here and take the territory away from the Barrow Legion. And I cannot wait to get revenge on Festus. I am looking forward to that. Very much looking forward to it. Ungol Kindred of Kislev took control of it. I want that gold mine up there. We'll see how we can get our hands on it. I'm going to go with this little help right here. Growth would also be good. But growth is pretty good here right now. So let's go ahead and end our turn again. So Vlad and his cronies were unable to do anything about me being present. So instead, they took everything they could get and ran towards Filedorf, where the auto-resolve is not intending to treat them any better, and nor am I. He actually just begged me for peace, by the way, as well. So we're going to turn him away. I'm actually going to steal his money, because I don't think he's strong enough to re-attack me there. And then I'm going to take Steingart, and then Vlad will be without a home. And that's fine with me as well. Homeless Vlad really doesn't upset me. We need to get a hold of Nagenhof, and we also need to get a hold of Beckhoff, and no. Both of those would help me complete the province of Ostermark, and then feasibly I could be butted up against Kislev and be relatively safe. So I feel like let's go hit Beckhoffen because it has that pottery resource. And we'll try and secure that first. And we're going to have to watch out because we certainly could run into Dr. Pimple Popper over here, Mr. Festus. Let's see. Let's get a hold of Steingart. We are reclaiming what was once ours. Does not say we're going to lose steam tanks, but again, you know what? I feel like we should shoot Vlad dead just to commemorate. Well, shoot him dead or re-dead. He's undead. We need to shoot him re-dead. So let's go do that on the battle map so we can enjoy that. I'm going to use my Pistoliers and Steam Tank and Land Ship to all do a little bit of harassing. I need to remember the Pistoliers do have restock. Isabella is airborne here, so I'm going to harass her with my Engineer. He has got some very powerful tools at his disposal. We're going to... Ooh, I almost got hit by something there. I'm going to Dragon Laser... Oh, Isabella got completely melted. That was insane. I think we just need to like, yep, there she goes. Wow. Wow, she got absolutely, I mean, just, that was the amazing laser right there. Like, that was awesome. Just completely deleted her off the battlefield. Yeah, that was fun. That was very fun. Okay, I'm gonna shoot at Vlad a little bit there. Oh man, golly, the damage this engineer can cause is really quite obscene. I mean, obscene in a way that I enjoy. How did these guys end up moving? I must have accidentally grabbed them. There we go. Oh, don't hit my own horsies. All right, let's bring the tank back here. I don't really care if Elspeth ends up fighting over there because she'll be safe. Let's turn our mortars into those skeleton warriors, and then let's point these rockets further upfield, and then the great cannon. Maybe let's put a shot on Vlad here. Oh my goodness, my engineer just dumpstered a bunch of those guys too.
Battle protocols.
Wow, those bats got shot right out of the air. I'm gonna try and hit Vlad point blank here, but I don't want to get caught by these skeletons. Ooh, yeah, he took a nasty shot there. Vlad's getting hit too. Let's pull everybody back in here. I want Ulrika right up here. Let's actually pull them right behind the line. I want to keep shooting Vlad with my engineer hero because he does that. He gets hit by that frostfire and it just ends up doing tons of damage because his damage is already really high. Ooh, hang on, we just got hit by a rocket that exploded on Ulrika. I'm gonna retarget the rockets out here a little bit. Ulrika kind of got in the way. Oh my gosh, yeah, Vlad is just getting melted right now. The handgunners are gonna finish him, I think, right here. Oh, and he's down. Hopefully everybody coated their bullets in garlic to be twice as effective here against the vampires. All right, well, Vlad died in an absolute hail of bullets. One that will never be forgotten across the ages. That is fantastic. Speaking of hail of bullets and things to never be forgotten across the ages, many of you might remember my all guns Empire campaign. And you might think, well, Air, isn't this basically that? Well, it kind of is, but you might remember there's something that's missing, and that is the gun garrisons, or more belovedly known as the Gunrisons mod, made by our very own Warner, who has been a mod on my Discord and then also part of the community for a long time. And he is actually remaking the Gun Garrison mod in the latest update, including all the new units
Elspeth
and
Von
including
Draken.
Amethyst units for like the Garden of Moor type buildings. So we have some very fun stuff coming up. So we are not done having fun with guns. That was a bad dad pun. So there we go. I'll end it at some point. But yeah, so we're going to be having a good time soon. So you all keep an eye out for that while the auto-resolve hated the vampires there too. So we did get rid of the rebellion, which means that we could go ahead and upgrade Castle Tempelhof. And the von Karsteins should be destroyed, I believe. And faction destroyed Sylvania. No? No, because their characters are still here. What? Oh, they have a tiny army over here. Yeah, well, that's not going to last long. So let's go in. We got some skill points to update here. Imperial shot. We were working on hard to hit. It looks like gun sight would also be good. Wow, we can get up to... Okay, the range is only 10%, but that is still 40% more armor piercing damage? I mean, this guy is already disgustingly powerful, and I mean, it's not going to upset me to make that even
Amethyst
more so. We can unlock
mage.
Pit of Shades, which is going to be great. And then with Boris, let's see. Let's start with Quartermaster so we can reduce the upkeep cost of his army. And I think black powder, or actually triangulation impacts the whole army first. I think that's why I was using it. So let's do that. Gotrek, we were getting some special abilities on him. We finished up the training. Let's go with, wow, Stubborn Defense is kind of nice. This makes it even more defensible. And then go with Wound Maker here with old, or hang on. Yeah, we can't do Helping Hand yet. So let's go with Wound Maker. skill points are taken care of. Again, we're now starting to control all the territory that we should have. We are waiting till the next turn with Boris. And then we need to go retake Wurtbad to get that wine resource. Let's check back in with Carl. Yep, Lewin is still chasing the Barrow Legion across the Reichland with like some Benny Hill music going on, I'm sure.
So many ideas.
Carl. Okay, Carl is up here in the north. Looks like he is intending to target Gorsel and possibly gain some victories. His army is not great, but I mean, he's hanging in there. So that's good news. Grom has not made it back through the pass yet. Helmgart is about to be upgraded, but at any moment we could see an attack from Grom, so I don't know that we'll survive that. But again, our objective there is almost just more so to slow and just kind of help Carl. So we don't really have to stop everything, but we do have the Garden of Moor now too, right? Which is going to allow us to fast travel between these locations. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the Foundry here because, again, it's going to bring us a step closer to volley guns and rockets, land ships, steam tanks, all the things that make life worth living. So there we go. I'm going to save a little bit of my cash. I don't want to spend everything. We're probably going to have some public order issues, I would think, for a few turns as well. That would not surprise me. It's time for me to end another turn here for the most part. But, I mean, there's easy money to be made in some of these places. So let's just make it, spend a little bit of money, and start making a decent bit in return. Get these provinces recontrolled and get our commandments back in place where we can make more money. You know, speak of the gigantic, enormous fat devil, and he shall appear. And so Grom, I was talking about him earlier, saying he will come whenever it's going to be the worst timing. And lo and behold, here he is. And he's got, again, 10 troll units. There's no way we can stop this. My garrison didn't quite finish its upgrade, so he rolled in right before we could finish upgrading the fort. And just in a completely, inexplicably ignorant decision, sacked the settlement and ran off and did not take the fort. So again, I've been talking to you all about how the AI could be more effective, and the effectiveness there. What does that do? Like, he gets a little bit of money from sacking my fort, but by not coming through, the Reichland becomes stronger, and his enemies become stronger over here. That's a terrible decision for Grom at this point, to not come through the pass. It's very strange. I mean, I'm gonna have to fix this, and feasibly he could come right back at me, but I don't know. It just doesn't make much sense to me. Like, maybe he's fighting the Wood Elves over here. If that's the case, I wish we could convince these guys to join the war. It's Grom. If we had something they were interested in. No, I don't want to give them Wissenberg. I almost wondered if I could give them the fort to get them to go to war with Grom, but that's not an option for me at the moment, unfortunately. They wanted me to give them this right here, which I'm not willing to do. If we could get them pulled into the war against Grom, though, that would be spectacular, and that would also help protect Carl. So I need to keep an eye on how to improve relationships with them. One might think that they would appreciate me killing off Draika, but I don't know. Maybe they don't. This army is trying to get away from me, going underground. I love how they just abandoned their settlement where they actually had a better chance of fighting me because there was actually reinforcements, but now they come out here and they're just gonna run away and have to get killed anyway. Again, don't really care. Let's finish up triangulation, or let's finish up increased mobility. Let's take Beckhofen, and that leaves just one settlement at Nagenhof that still belongs to two, Wurtbad and Nagenhof. Only two places left belonging to the Wargrove of Woe. We do have, oh yes, we finished the tier 3 gunnery school upgrade. And we have quite a few schematics here. And something very, very, very good is about to happen, folks. If you thought life with all these guns was fun, It is now about to just get absolutely ludicrous. How? We're about to get exploding ammunition for our gun infantry units. So we're going to just start seeing units get utterly and absolutely deleted. And I am absolutely here for it. So we're going to make that upgrade. We have enough for another upgrade. This one enables a disoriented contact effect from the Pistoliers. So it reduces speed, defense, and attack. Wow, that's pretty cool. Sniper mortars, grape shot ammunition for cannons. Now, we've seen this in the Dwarf campaign, and the grape shot from the cannons is just gruesomely effective. So that is a very tempting upgrade as well. And then this more rockets is going to basically turn even our standard one into a Hellstorm, the Sunmaker, and it'll turn the Sunmaker into something unholy. Steam tank upgrade, so emergency, oh my goodness, emergency repairs. So if the hit points get less than 50%, we get a 10% heal per second for 2 seconds. So you basically heal 20% of your health. It only works once, but still, like, that is pretty cool to make the tank stronger. A landmine ability for our land ship. Small strike area, powerful explosion, so damage. Duration for 1 second. There's a 25-meter radius, 1 projectile, cooldown of 4 seconds. Free uses. Interesting. I mean, the explosive ammunition is going to make our infantry on foot just going to make them disgusting. I feel like the next best upgrade here would probably either be the rockets or the cannons. Both are useful, but I'm going to go ahead and work on the cannons because I think grape shot is going to be incredible. It's going to be absolutely incredible. Now, I really want to mess with the volley guns too because they can get suppress. And then projectile piercing. Oh my gosh, 200% more piercing. Ooh, that's going to be amazing too. We got to get us some volley guns here later. And this makes it where they can run too. So they're going to be able to run. Oh my gosh, this is going to be fun. Oh man, this might be my favorite bit of DLC work that CA has ever done, adding all these extra guns to the Empire. It is some chef's kiss level good stuff here. Let's see. Let's do Foe Seeker. And with Felix, let's keep going into Wound Maker there. So we got their skill points. I do have a little bit of money on hand. Beckhoffen is our new capture here. I want the money from the pottery, and I want to go ahead and upgrade it to make it a little more defensible. Income is shooting up nicely, which we very much need. I might build a Garden of Moor at Beckhoffen, assuming that I have... Yeah, we have slots open. I think we can build 3 more if I understand this right. But if we had one at Beckhoffen, and then we have another one at Castle Drakenhof, and then we'd have this one over here at Altdorf, that's going to allow me to kind of teleport to the ends of my holdings really rather easily. So we might save some money and go ahead and do that Garden of Moor. You can see that... Fortunately, I think maybe Marion... Oh no, Marienburg is headed after... Marienburg is headed after Wolfenburg here. They still want to confederate with me. They don't own much. They own Middenstag right here, which honestly we could turn around and give to Karl just to help him out. And then if we took... I can't see what all was in this army, unfortunately. But if we took that army and just like quickly took Hergig, we could kind of start cutting into... This might be kind of fun, because then it would allow me to get a leg up maybe on Festus a little bit earlier than I would otherwise be able to get a hold of him. Thinking on this one. Still gotta go capture Wertbad.
Yes, my lord.
And where else to move on this turn? Should we do that Confederation? I think we should try it. It seems like a really interesting opportunity here.
Fellow sons of the Empire this day.
It's probably going to put me in the red. Nope, it doesn't. I get control of their army, and we're not even in the red yet.
Yes, my lord.
It's not a good army, but it's an army, and I can use it like completely sacrificially here and not even really have to worry. They don't have any of their movement points, and even if I go into this, they can't. So right now they're taking a little bit of attrition, but I can maybe we'll get rid of this dude because that'll save me a little bit of cash. We can use this army to harass Festus. So that should be nice. And like I said, even if it gets killed here, it really doesn't much matter. Let's go see if we were able to open any more trade agreements, though, because of...
Champion of Kislev.
The Ungol Kindred won a trade agreement. They're not much of a faction. Argolon wants one, and this would actually be good. I really want them in the war against Grum. I still just don't have the leverage to pull them into this war, and if I do, they don't have any declared wars that I can join to help that at the moment. But let's just get the trade agreement going. This will help start to pull Durthu into our sphere of influence, hopefully. And then maybe we can turn Durthu against Grum, which to me would be a lot of fun. I'm going to go ahead and trade with the Ungol Kindred, because why not? I don't want all the alliances, but I'll give them a non-aggression pact and a trade agreement and then steal all their money. There we go. Because I can't promise I'm not going to attack them. I very well might. Depends on what's going on when I get there. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end us a turn here so we can get some movement points for our armies. Somehow Vlad, well, I say somehow, I think he has an ability to, like, basically come back from having been injured really quick, and he took over that small army, recruited more units, and now he's going to be able to defeat us and retake a settlement. So I'm going to have to turn around and head back down there. And here comes Festus the Pus Bag. I'm going to run away from him, see if we can fight that on another turn on more favorable conditions. These guys still want that military access, which I'm not going to grant them right now. I don't want them coming and snatching settlements out from underneath my feet. All right, well, we got a couple of problems to deal with. None of them huge. I was about to retake Wurtbad. Unfortunately, we lost Wissenberg to Vlad's resurgence here, and we've got to go put him out of his misery. I'm going to actually move into an ambush stance. Don't see a crossing over here, so it probably makes the most sense to come this direction. I'm going to move this way so that Vlad can't see us, and that hopefully I can catch and destroy him quickly. I should have known that was a potential threat from Vlad. That's frustrating. He took over our marble supply there too, but we'll retake it. All right, this army, I want to just keep it alive. We actually have some resources here. Not amazing resources, but I can come back here and replenish. If Festus comes and attacks us, I get some... I mean, it's not amazing garrison, but it's not totally insubstantial. He's got 4 Beast of Nurgle, which that would be hard to deal with. And we have a lot of crossbows and pistoliers. They might be able to help deal with it. I don't have a lot of the resources. Let's see what we could do for this army in a hurry. We could grab them a Sutsun's mortar, which... I mean, it would be okay to do some damage against the Pestigors and Chaos Warriors. There's not a ton of that stuff there, though.
What does the Emperor bid?
I don't know that the Sutsun's mortar is really what we're looking for there. This kind of stuff probably wouldn't hurt. And then, like, the White Wolves would be helpful here. Sigmar's Sons would be helpful here. I think what I'm going to do... I'm going to merge some of these swords.
By the comet.
Drop a unit of swords. Pick up Sigmar's Sons. We need to merge the crossbows.
What?
Drop a unit of... Or no, hang on. We don't need to drop a unit. Now we got empty slots.
Sigmar.
So let's put in a White Wolves unit. Because they do anti-large damage. That would be useful against Beast of Nurgle, for instance. And let's punt that weak crossbow unit, and let's replace it with the Grundle's Defenders. I'm trying to remember what was special about this unit. Rear Guardian. They have a passive ability that hits everything in 35-meter radius, affects all allied units in range. If it's an artillery or war machine, it gives it some physical. So they're basically a defender of cannons and stuff. Won't be particularly useful to this army. So I almost wonder if you'd be better off with like the Tattersouls Or no, the Roy Altdorf Griffites would be insane here. And then Zentler's Reichsguard add a little bit of punching power to that army as well. If we did something like this, recruit those 2 units. Now that army's got a little bit better strength for defending itself. Won't be amazing. We're going to be hurting for money for a few turns. Again, that's nothing new for us at the moment. We need to go get rid of Draika before she's able to regain enough strength to do anything to us. So I'm going to march south here, and we're going to take Nagenhof and hopefully finish them off so we don't have like a Vlad-type resurgence. They also have Wurtbad. But, you know, we can deal with both of these relatively quickly if we can pin down Vlad. Kemperbad is still unoccupied here, too. So hopefully we'll get a chance to get to that. I'm going to go ahead and end another turn here. If Vlad went deeper into my territory to try and take Dotternbach, he didn't see me, so it's no wonder he went that direction. He's going for the weakest settlements he can find to try and take something, but he's also going to be kind of trapped. Literally between a rock and a hard place, me being the hard place and the rock being the mountains, so he's not going to have a whole lot of places to go. I'm going to just come here and destroy, retake Wissenberg, and then hopefully there's not a lot of place to run. He's got a fairly strong city to his north there. He won't be able to get through there. And then now we've retaken Wissenberg, right behind where he had been. Ooh. Kill 1,000 enemies with melee cavalry or demigriff, and we unlock Theodore Bruckner. That'll be cool. Let's do that. I don't have a lot of melee cavalry, but we'll get there eventually. All right, we can take Nagenhof from Draika. And there's an army there north of us that is still going to be wandering around. The Wandering Wargroves. I secured Ostermark.
I will marshal the men.
I'm going to try and... Well, we have so very little money at the moment. To save what little bit I have, just to be cautious here.
My lord.
There's Nurgle corruption. It's going to make it difficult to move here. I don't want to fight Festus at Hergig because he gets additional units. We could force him to come attack us. Could I beat him? I don't know whether we could or not. This disoriented contact effect, we do have that Pistolier in the army. And that disoriented contact effect could nerf some of the capabilities.
Who calls?
I wonder if I could trade a crossbow for one more Pistolier.
To the provinces.
Yeah, let's trade it for a Pistolier. I don't. Yeah, we can recruit one right here. Outriders are cool. They do deal a lot of DPS, but they have to be facing the right direction. So I think I'm going to go with the Pistolier here. They both have the disorienting contact effect that will maybe be able to use to some effect to help even out that fight against Temple Daddy. Let's see here. Let's finish up Quartermaster. So this army is now at its upkeep cost reduced. I'm going to start into Lightning Strike here, and then with Ulrika, let's put another point into Pit of Shades.
It is time.
And our Engineer, let's finish up Triangulation, just to make that army ever more brutal in terms of its capabilities at range. And I believe we are ready for another turn-in. We made it through the turn-in without any incident. Draika begged for peace, and I refused her request. What is this Death's Timekeeper? I'm assuming that's for Elspeth. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take Horus, and I'm going to move towards Draika's army, and I'm going to do so
By Sigma's right.
in an ambush stance so that they don't just take off running. And hopefully I will be able to catch up with them sooner or later. They're probably making a run for Beckhoffen. And then Vlad did not run away because there is nowhere to run. And we are going to destroy him utterly
Send these
once and
spirits
for
to
all.
Mor's realm.
Outside of Dotternbach, this will be the end of the Sylvanian vampires. I thought the last one was. We had fun shooting him. Let's have fun shooting him again, but let's look at the map to see what we're going to get here. Yeah, let's go ahead and shoot him up one last time. Right, let's begin the great shooting. I'm going to see if we can get rid of some of these hex wraiths. They're certainly a potentially dangerous target. Alright, there we go. Oh, a little bit of friendly fire there. Whoops. Oh, darn it, the hex wraiths are going to touch me. That's going to slow me down. We don't want to get touched by their filth. Does anybody have magic ammunition? I think they do. I'm going to kind of retreat back a little bit away from those hex wraiths. My artillery will open fire as it comes inside of range. You can see my rockets already reaching out and destroying some vampires, some skeleton warriors out there. I'm going to just keep targeting them. And I'm going to keep pulling these units back. In fact, I'm going to try and pull them back right through these Free Company militia. Should be perfectly appropriate. That disoriented contact effect's going to be nice. I'm actually going to turn around into the bats with the dragon and just get them off my tail. The hex wraiths are coming on through. Yeah, they're going to end up contacting the steam tank. Now, I don't really want to be in contact with the hex wraiths and the steam tank because they are armor piercing, but they're going to get ruined pretty quickly here. They don't have a whole lot of a chance. They're trying to outflank me, so I'm going to move. And I've got my Knights of the Black Rose back here to protect my artillery. Let's bring our land ship back up here into position. Let's get the old Stanley steamer over here. And then our engineer, I'm going to go and pick at Vlad a little bit, and then we'll try and Dragon Laser Vlad. Let's make his approach a little more dangerous. Alright. I'm going to target Vlad von Karstein. As soon as that stupid vortex is done, which it nearly is, they've got some Sylvanian crossbows, which is going to be annoying. I'm going to laser Vlad. And I'm worried about our cannon potentially causing friendly fire. Alright, we hit Vlad with the laser. It didn't actually do quite as much as I'd hoped, so we must not have connected very well. Alright, they cannot get around my flank over here. Keep an eye on those bats. I'm gonna go get those Sylvanian crossbows. Oh, remember we have exploding ammunition now on the Free Company militia. And the handguns, I believe. So we should see very, very effective. Yeah, you can see the little explosions while they're hitting. I'll try and get you all a close-up of some of this. Almost looks like fireworks going off here where they start to get hit. Whew! They are getting absolutely lit up. That is a beautiful sight. I'm gonna bring the land ship out here and let it do a little bit of work. Our steamer, I'm gonna do the same thing, just kind of get out here into these zombies. We're basically just trying to disrupt them. All right, there we go. The land ship's headed in. Vlad is headed this other. Oh, they got a hold of my Hawkland rifles. Ah, those bats, they're gonna get me. I wasn't paying attention there when they overflew me. Let's bring the Knights of the Black Rose in and see if we can save the Hergig Jaeger Corps. Yep, our Knights of the Black Rose are crushing the bats. And then should be able to help out with this Grave Guard. Ulrika is right in here as well. We've got a Pit of Shades, actually. I don't want to hurt my own soldiers too much, but I can pop it right there and hurt the vampires a little. And then we just have to deal with Vlad and his other crony. Let's bring Elspeth back over. She was killing off some very, very dead crossbows. Oh, lost track of these guys over here too. Hey, Steamer, got a target for you. Let's bring the steam tank in. I was supposed to have 2 or even 3 of these. Of course, the auto-resolve cheated me of my wealth. Let's pull it into those skeletons and let's dump the steam. Give them a hot steam bath. We know they need it. All right, let's bring these. I'm gonna actually tell my artillery to cease fire, except for the Sutzen's mortar. I'm gonna tell it to open fire. I'm My free company are holding off some vampire spearmen back there. Well, they really love using that to slow down Elspeth. I want to run the dragon laser, but I'm extremely concerned about the friendly fire that we're going to experience here. They're trying to get this Null Ironside completely dead too. I'm going to pull it away from the vampires at this point. Vlad is, of course, happy because he's in a melee versus having to be shot from range. I've got a clean dragon laser that we can use on that Master Necromancer. Alright, so that's going to pretty much finish that off. My Ironsides can come out here. Alright, Vlad is still chasing our horsemen over here. Ulrika is killing off the rest of that graveyard. He's now into my great cannon. I'm just going to drop this and run away. I'm going to shoot him with the Jaeger Core. And then let's do a little bit of work on Vlad here. He's just chasing my cannon crew. Like, he's desperate to get... He wants to get somewhere basically where I can't shoot him to death.
They walk beneath our shadow.
There we go. He just took a nasty volley off of my... There we go. Got him in a crossfire now. He's like, no, no. Well, that should pretty much do it for this episode. That is definitely the end of Sylvania. Picked up a few more schematics from that fight. I don't know what it is. Like, is it a schematic like someone drew out what Vlad's bullet-riddled corpse looked like? Or was it a schematic of, you know, like, where to shoot the vampires? I don't know. Like, I'm curious what those schematics look like, just personally. But, see, I would love to be able to do something with this army, but if nothing else, we're at least kind of holding... We're kind of holding Festus's attention. And we have to wait till the next turn here. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it for this turn. Griffinwood has a pretty solid defense at this point. And it probably will end up with some rebellion. I wouldn't be shocked were that to become the case. Nagenhof, we can put a little bit of money in there from a tool maker. Or whatever they call it, the Weaver's House. I don't know what they call it, but let's go ahead and finish up our skill points on Elspeth so we'll be ready for next time. We're going to put that towards Lightning Strike. Let's put Mentor on this guy so he can start sharing skill points with newer heroes, and then we're going to finish up Pit of Shades here because it is a brutally effective spell in the right scenarios. We don't have any more upgrades we can make. And we're going to pick it up here next time, so really good progress. Other than just this one last little bit of Stirland here at Wurtbad, we have almost reclaimed everything that was ours and more. So when we reclaim Stirland, we'll be good. And then we're going to be able to take the fight to Festus, which I've been waiting for. I really want to take control of Wolfenburg as well. There's another gold mine there, and I really want the money from that gold mine to help fuel us. And then this army over here is dangerously low on guns, so we need to get some more money so that we can equip them with firearms and they can fight the proper way. I will see you all soon. Heir of Guns, signing out.